what's your biggest social media platform at this point?
I'll say my biggest social media platform right now would be TikTok. Even though I don't be on there as much, that is my biggest platform.
And for those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time, care to share your screen name on that platform?
My TikTok is wait, what is it? Wait, hold on, wait.
Do we need to fact check it?
Yeah, babe, what's my TikTok? Is it the real Net or the only Net? I don't know. Y'all, I don't know.
We'll get that answer coming up because we want to make sure the audience gets the right page because there could be fake pages about you.
Okay, I got it. So my TikTok is the real Net. TheeRealNettee. Make sure y'all go follow me if you haven't already.
And how many followers do you have?
I believe I have.
We'll fact check that as well.
I have 2.6 million followers on TikTok.
Now, do you remember way back when, just to get the first million, how long that took?
To get my first mil, I believe it took me like a year and a half, I say, because I was grinding. Like, I was grinding so hard. It don't make no sense. Like, how hard I was shaking my hips to be TikTok famous don't make no sense. Like, for real. But I say YouTube helped a lot out with my subscribers. I mean, not my subscribers, my followers on TikTok.
Can you explain that?
So when I first started YouTube, I have 500,000 followers on TikTok, and I did that on my own based off a viral video that went out when I was braiding my hair. I don't know how that went viral and it made me blow up, but it did. And after that, all my videos kept just like blowing up. Like some videos wouldn't blow up, but some did blow up. And like whenever they was blowing up, I was like, we making it out. And yeah, I'll say when I started YouTube and I started getting my subscribers on YouTube, that started helping with my TikToks because it was just like I was promoting everything and then I was just working my ass off. Literally.
Now, this segment is really focused on TikTok, but just because you brought up your YouTube, let's share that channel name as well for those in the audience getting to know you for the very first time as well.
My YouTube channel is Lynette Rodriguez. If you don't know how to spell Lynette, it's Linnette Rodriguez with a Z. And I have 200 and...
We'll fact check that as well.
I got you over there getting to work, babe, huh? Okay, I'm making sure.
And care to share whose that voice is off camera to the side of you during this interview as well?
So, to my right, we have my man, BJ.
You got 395K.
395,000 subscribers. Like, bro, that's crazy to me. Like, I never thought I would ever be in a position where I have thousands of people watching me. Like, that's just so crazy to me. And all of this happened because I will say this. The whole reason why I started all of this influencer stuff to begin with is because of my sister. So shout out to Shanti Asia for putting me out there, being there for me every step of the way, and just encouraging me. And also shout out to my best friend because she was a big help to Janiyah Dariel. So yeah.
And when you use the phrase sister, are you talking biologically or just figuratively speaking?
Figuratively speaking. But that's still my sister, you feel me?
And what type of content do you mainly post on TikTok? Now, you mentioned during this description, throughout this portion of questions, shaking your hips. You mentioned ass literally. So just to be specific, what is the content that you currently post on TikTok?
The content that I post on TikTok will be like little small dance videos. Lately, that one dance been going viral. That little yeah, that one. I've been doing that one a lot. And I do like lip syncs. Like, yeah, everybody know what a lip sync is. I've been doing lip sync videos too. So that's really what I be doing on TikTok.
Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, but can you give the audience 5 tips to get 1 million followers on TikTok?
5 tips to get 1 million followers on TikTok would be, for 1, be consistent. For 2, be yourself. Be yourself. If oh, God, I'll redo that. I'm tripping. Okay, hold on. Wait, what did I say at first? I said for 1, be consistent. For 2, be yourself. Everybody loves somebody that's their self. Like, you have your own personality. Nobody wants to watch somebody that acts like the next person. Like, you feel me? For 3, just, what can I say? I'm sorry. I gotta think.
Take your time.
Right.
And if it's only 2, that's okay as well.
No, there's more. Like, there's a lot more. I'll say,
Consistency, being yourself.
learning like the app. So if you're just on TikTok and you don't really know the app for real and you're just like posting random stuff, then I feel like you're not gonna really get nowhere with it. Like, you gotta know when people are active. You gotta know what times to post, what your audience like from you. Because there's so many people out here in this world. You gotta see what works for you. What else? Just
2 more if
really,
you got 2 more.
yeah, just really around those lines. Like, you really have to just learn the app, and that's just with any social media period. Like, if you're like, oh, have motivation to be consistent, because you have to have motivation. If you're going to be an influencer, if you're going to be a social media influencer, you have to have motivation. Like, if you don't have no motivation, even though nobody else is giving you that motivation, you have to have motivation for yourself, because if you don't, then I don't feel like it's not going to go the right path. I'm say that story for later, though. But I got a little story for that.
And 1 more if you got 1 more. You gave 4 here so far. And if not, that's okay too. I don't want to force it. But if you got 1 more.
You just gave out the answer. Don't force it. Don't force it. Just let it naturally come. Like, don't force it. Like, some people be trying too hard, or some people just be like, don't let it naturally come. Like, you gotta pray. You just gotta pray. Like, let it come by itself. Like, without God, shit. Who you got?
Anything else on the subject of TikTok?
Not really. That's not really one of the main platforms I really, feel me?
Now, that might be interesting for someone in the audience to hone in on. That is not a focus for you on social media like other platforms, but it is the biggest following you have out of all your social media platforms. So why is it not your main when it seems to be from the outside looking in?
The only reason why I feel like it's not my main platform is because I feel like with YouTube, I'm able to, like, do more. Like, I know, like, TikTok can be YouTube, but it's just, like, it's not really the same. Like, I can't just pick up a camera, like a vlogging camera, and just, like, I can do that, but it's just, I don't know. It just hit different on YouTube. Like, some kids can't have TikTok, so they be on YouTube. Like, that's where everybody be at. Like, yeah, I do get this. I get views here, like, here now on TikTok, and my followers go up every single time. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just love being a YouTuber. Like, I love being a YouTuber. Like, even though I hate editing my videos, I love being a YouTuber. It's just like those video ideas, when you come up with video ideas and you be like, oh, let me do this video. Like, TikTok is for more like skits. Like, those are the type of the videos you do on TikTok. You do skits on TikTok. You do people promote their stuff on there. Like, they do that on YouTube too, but that's mainly what TikTok is about right now. Like, TikTok done changed over the years. Like, it used to be like a fun little dancing app, this, that, and the third. Now it's an app where everybody is just like promoting their stuff, promoting their music, promoting their clothes, promoting like just promoting everything. Like, shoot, the TikToks you see people doing now just mainly be promos. So it's just, hey, I feel like YouTube is like, yeah, you can have those promos in your videos, but it's like, with me personally, I like doing all natural content. So I don't really like doing fake content anymore, but I am trying to steer my way into just doing just straight vlogs, like vlogging my life. I feel like YouTube is gonna be here. I feel like YouTube is gonna be here longer than TikTok is. Shoot, that's like Wikipedia for everybody. So I don't know. I just love YouTube. It's like a documentary for me. I feel like I'm documenting my life.
Documenting.
Okay. I feel like I said a little dumb right there. I did.
Now, when it comes to fake content, can you shed some more light on that? You don't want to do fake content anymore.
What I mean by fake content, what I mean by fake content, I mean it like, so when I first started doing YouTube, I was a part of a group, and I'm like, me looking on the outside in, I'm thinking all the pranks are real, but in reality, it's like, it's not. It wasn't. It was just storylines, and it was just like, it was just a whole bunch. So it's just like, that's really why I steered away from the group I was in, because it's just like, I started getting icks from like the fake videos. Like, yes, here and there I do me and my boyfriend haven't really been doing no videos for real. But when we do start doing videos again, I'll like, what's that called? I'll still do the pranks and stuff like here and there, just so people could have entertainment. But other than that, like, I'm just trying to steer far away from that, just because I don't like all the fake content, like the fake pranks. Like, some of them could be real, but like majority of them be fake.
Now, if there was a circle chart of 100%, what percentage would you say of your past pranks that the audience has seen was real versus fake?
None of them was real. So I don't know. I feel like, which ones was real? I feel like wait, you said
Out of 100%.
out of 100%.
Yeah, was 10% real, 90% fake, for example?
Okay, I'll say
50-50?
Nah, it's not 50-50. It's more so like,
70-30?
yeah, pretty much. But that was really because, like I said, when I first started my journey on YouTube, I was with a group, and that's all that they was doing. Like, that's all they was putting in my head. Oh, you got to do this to get followers. Like, you got to do this, da-da-da. Like, we don't do real pranks around here. You think every like, you feel me? It was just stuff like that.
Care to share the name of this group?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
But just for some more insight on that group that will remain nameless, you left the group? They
Yes.
kicked you out of the group?
No, I left. I personally left because I was getting tired of getting big percentages taken out of my check and nobody was doing nothing for me. I was getting tired of it was just a lot of fake stuff and two-faced stuff going on around the group. It was just too much. It was way too much. So I had to personally remove myself away from the group just to, you feel me? Like, I just didn't want to be around that. Like, I had a child, and everything started getting like childish to me, and everything was getting like, what are y'all doing that for? Like, I'm confused. Like, everything just wasn't my cup of tea anymore, so I had to dip.
And when you do leave, was it bad terms, good terms, no terms?
I'll say, really, I say no terms for real, because I don't talk to nobody over there besides one person, and I don't have a choice but to communicate with them, but it is what it is.
But no beef?
Nah,
Just no terms?
no terms.
Now, you also mentioned in this portion of questions God. Do you follow religion by any chance?
No, I don't. I don't. I just pray before I eat. Pray when I pray here and there, but not all the time. Like I wouldn't say I go to church type of person because I don't. But like when I feel like say for instance, I don't want to say that. That's gonna just good. Yeah. I would say I do pray though, but it's not like it's not like I do this all day every day, or I'm just a type of person that's just, you feel me, on that, connected to that.
Now, were you raised to follow religion growing up?
Um, yeah, kind of. Cause I lived when I grew up, I lived with my granny, and she would always have us go to church, and she was like a Christian.
And for her, did it get any more specific than that? Like a particular branch or denomination under Christianity, perhaps?
Mm-mm.
And this grandmother that you're referencing as well, mother's side of the family or father's side for you?
My father's side.
So you were raised under Christianity, would that be safe to say you were raised under Christianity?
Yeah, I'll say like, cause when I was growing up, I majority lived like with my dad's side of the family, so it was just like that's kind of like what they was. You feel me? That's what they was like representing types.
And just curious there for your history with that. Now, when it comes to monetization, just with TikTok alone, what's the biggest check you've seen from TikTok in 1 month's time?
I mean, I don't really like I said, like I I just turned 18 last year, so you can't really get monetized on YouTube unless you're over the age of 18.
TikTok,
I
we're
mean
talking about TikTok.
TikTok, yeah, that's what I meant to say. On TikTok, unless you're like over the age of 18. So I didn't really I have not really been on there. Like the only time you really get paid on TikTok for real is if you have videos over a minute and if you go live a lot, and I do neither. So I'll say majority of my money comes from YouTube. That's why I said like that's my main platform, because that's where majority of my money come from.
What is the biggest misconception of you at this point? What's a wrong or inaccurate idea people may have about you?
A wrong conception that people have about me is that, what do people be saying, bae?
Like what's
Like, what do people be saying about me, but it be wrong?
Yes. What's the biggest misconception of her at this point? What's a wrong or inaccurate idea people
That
may
I've
have
never
about
been
her?
JC. That's probably one of them.
that you never went to see?
Yeah.
I don't think them said.
But a lot of people say that. What do you be saying?
Don't be wrong. I just feel that. I'm like, you're a bad mom.
Yeah, that is like that's literally the top two. People say I'm a bad mom and I'm never with my son, and those are so wrong. Like that is, both of these answers are wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Y'all are wrong.
Now, where does this misconception or these misconceptions stem from?
People say that because I don't post my child on social media. Another reason why they say that is because I've been on 2 shows, and the 2 shows, they were both like 30 days and stuff. But this is what people don't know. The first 30 days, yes, I did the whole 30 days. I needed to do that. Like people don't know, like, not to like bring anything up, but right before I did the first show, I had just 2 months before that, I had just got done with a breakup, and I wasn't doing no videos myself. So I ain't gonna lie, keep it a buck with you. Actually, yeah, to keep it a buck with you, money went low. I didn't go low though. Like my views were still high. Like I could post anything and it would still be high. Just I didn't personally have the energy or the motivation to do no videos, and I wasn't making as much as I wanted to, or as much as I was. Like I was still making good money, but it just wasn't good enough for me. So, I'm sorry. I kind of had a brain fart.
We were
right
talking
there.
about the first 30 days, and you
Yeah.
had to do
So
those 30 days.
yeah, so I had to do that, and I was going away from him for the whole time. And that's when people started coming in. Oh, you're a bad mom. You're never with your son. Da 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 da. And then like a month later, I ended up doing another show. But when I did this second 30 days, I was with him like every single day. Like I only went to go do content after my little brother went out of school, so it'd be for a couple of hours. I'll go do what I had to do, interact with everybody, be in the cameras, and then I'll come back home and be with my son every single day. So that right there was that. And then right now we're on tour, so I feel like I do everything for a reason. So if I didn't do those first 30 days and I didn't do the tour, I feel like I wouldn't be engaged like with everything. Wait, I'm gonna reset that. I feel like I wouldn't be like out there like I am now. Like people wouldn't really know who I am for real. Like, or I still would have been like, I still would have been that girl that was in that old group. And I didn't want people to see me like that. I wanted people to see that a different side of me. Like, I wanted the people to see me raw and uncut. I didn't want people to keep seeing the fake prank side of me. Like I just wanted people to see me for me. So that's really why I did that. I'm with my son all the time. If y'all wanted to know, we doing good. I just don't like posting my baby on the internet. A lot of people are really cruel, and a lot of people they're cruel. A lot of people do like what's that stuff called when people be doing like voodoo on people from far away. People do that. I don't want none of that happen to my baby. I'm just real overprotective. I'm a first time mom, so people be thinking I be overdoing stuff. My boyfriend, he be thinking I be overdoing it. If I be trying to tell him like, babe, it's my first child. Like I am very protective. Like I be having to like, I don't know. When it comes to him, I'm like a whole another person, like a whole different person. But yeah.
And speaking of your son, what age were you when he was born?
That's a funny question. I had my son, I think like 2 weeks before my 18th birthday. So I had him right before my birthday. Like literally right before my birthday. He was born on October 26th and my birthday is on November 5th. So yeah.
And you're considered a teen mom at this point.
Yeah, I am.
What is your opinion of that phrase when you hear that, teen mom?
I mean, I don't really get offended by it like at all, cause like I don't see nothing wrong with it for real. Like God knew what He was doing when He was putting my baby in my life. I feel like when I had my baby, it elevated me to do more stuff. Like if I didn't have my baby, I wouldn't have a house right now. I wouldn't do a lot of things. Like I probably would have stopped doing YouTube because that was really heavy on my mind before I had got pregnant. And no, me getting pregnant was not something that I just planned on. It was, not to be mean, I love my baby, but it was an accident. But yeah, I just feel like God do everything for a reason. That was one of the reasons.
Now, I want to rewind on some other elements here that you mentioned, just for more clarification. You mentioned first show, second show, but you didn't share a name. Do you want to share a name to those shows, just in
Oh
case
yeah,
those in the audience want to go back
was
and watch?
both of the shows were Influencer City 30 Days Straight. And yeah, that was both of the shows' names. And right now we're recording for Influencer City tour. I think it's Influencer City season 3, I believe. Yeah.
And those first 30 days that you had to do, who was watching your child at that point?
So it was really like, who was watching him? Oh, it was My baby daddy was watching him, and so was his grandma. So, my baby father's mom.
Got it. And anything else on misconceptions here? Wrapping up that subject. Anything else you want to dispel, misconception-wise, about you?
No, I don't really be into too much, so no.
And because of these misconceptions, because people have said these things about you, have you lost opportunities, perhaps, because of them?
What you mean lost opportunities?
Like, have people maybe not wanted to work with you because they thought you were a bad mom, or
No, it ain't
that's
never.
just an example.
Yeah, nah, it ain't never been like to where nobody wanted to do anything or wanted to be around me because everybody know the real. Like everybody that's around me know the real, know that I work hard for what I do. Like, don't get me wrong, it's like it's hard. It's hard. Like it's really, really hard just going out and having to do what you gotta do. Like this is basically like a job. Like this is a job. So say for instance, your mom has to go to work and she has two jobs. Like you feel me? Like that's how it was when I was growing up. My mama, I barely seen my mama for real because my mama was working all the time. That's just how I see it now. Like I'm working as much as I can now while he's young. So when he gets older, I can be around him more and spend more time with him and hopefully be able to do that with my future children.
Now, craziest rumor you heard about yourself. BJ's here on the side thinking of some himself.
What you think? What you thinking about?
Nah, bro, I'm just saying.
I really don't know. Like
Why you keep looking at me?
because you doing all of that. I don't know. Ain't nobody ever said they ain't had no I ain't never had no rumor. Like nobody said there was a rumor about me. No, I don't think so. Cause normally, like when people have rumors about
Definition of a rumor?
what,
Definition of a rumor?
what?
It's something that's said.
No, I know what a rumor is.
So you saying you never had a rumor about you?
I'm not saying that on camera.
Oh, I'm just asking.
So there is, you just don't want to say it.
Yeah, there is, but I'm not gonna say it because it's just like, why would I bring attention to that? And it's not true.
Now, whatever that rumor was that you're referring to, have you publicly addressed it in the past already?
No,
Okay.
I would never publicly address that.
Now, for you, why that policy? There are some that sweep things under the rug, let people talk, which sounds like is the case here, but then there's also people on the opposite end of the spectrum that do publicly address rumors. As soon as a rumor starts, they get on social media, they go public, for example, and they talk about it. They discuss it, they dispel it, things of that nature, however way they do it. For you, why that mentality?
I just like sometimes when it gets like when stuff get brought up on the internet, I don't want it to drag out to where it's just like a whole bunch of people are saying that and seeing that. So it's just like when people say that or when people try to say anything point blank period, I just be like, okay, y'all got it. Like, but I do say like with the whole assumptions when people kept saying I was a bad mom, I did not let that slide. Like I definitely went live one time and I cleared up all of those assumptions. And I did like go off a little bit about it because I was just like that really did hurt my feelings because I'm just like I'm with him every single day. Like just because I don't post him don't mean I'm not with him. Like I just don't want to post him out of respect for me. Like even when he was first born, I didn't want to I didn't post him until he was 3-4 months old, and right then and there I didn't want to post him, but I only did it because he does have another parent. You feel me? So yeah.
Now, when it comes to this mentality on rumors, were you always like this, or was this something you grew into? As far as
it was something I had to grow into. Cause normally, like I say in the past, like what I say this, I'm be real. Even now, like I still care about what people say, but it's not to the point where it's like I'm saying it out loud. Like I'll probably like do it in front of him, or I don't know how to really explain it, but it wouldn't just be too much. Like, it would just be like a myself thing.
Now, when you went on live about the bad mom thing, way back when, was that alluding to Instagram Live, Facebook Live, TikTok Live?
I went on Instagram Live.
Okay. And for those in the audience, getting to know you for the very first time, care to share your screen name on IG?
My Instagram is the only Nette. I did get hacked at 418K, so I did have to start over. I only have like 182K on Instagram right now. It's TheeOnlyNettee. Make sure y'all go follow me.
Now, do you know how the hacking scenario happened?
I really don't. Like, it really happened out of the blue. Like, I was just chilling one day at home, and out of nowhere, like, somebody texted me acting like my cousin. And I was like, huh? Like, because mind you, like, at that time, me and my cousin didn't talk at all. Like, we didn't talk to each other because of stuff I'm not going to bring, personal stuff I'm not going to bring up, family stuff I'm not going to bring up. Yeah, we wasn't talking. So whenever they texted me trying to act like my cousin, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, what in the hell? Like, but I'm texting back because I'm just like, what the hell, what's going on? Like, I haven't talked to you in a minute, but you know, that's my cousin. So I'm still gonna have love for you because you my cousin. So I'm texting them, a couple days go by. I think it happened at 6 o'clock in the morning. They hacked into my Gmail. They hacked into my Instagram. They was able to delete whenever they went inside my Gmail and got into my Instagram and changed my password to my Instagram. I still can't get into that Instagram to this day. I really don't care for it because I feel like that was like my past. Whenever I like all of this stuff happened after I left the first group I was in. So I feel like everything happens for a reason. So whenever I left that group, I ended up getting hacked. But I'm not tripping because I can build on my own like I've been doing. Like, all I got to do is work hard and I'm going to continue to be great.
And sounds like you're halfway there.
Yeah.
From the 400s to almost 200.
Yeah. And it's only been a couple months for real. Because I got hacked this year, probably like I think in February, I believe, I got hacked. And we're currently in July.
2024.
Yep.
Do you know what ended up happening with that old page?
They still, to this day, they still pretend to be me. They still post on my page. My pictures are still up. I still have 400 and some thousand followers. Like, that page is still up. And like, whenever they first took the page from me, they was just doing promos. And I never, like, do promos for real on that page. Like, but yeah, it was real crazy. And I was just like, damn, like, I really wanted to, I ain't gonna lie, when I had got hacked, I'm like, bro, I'm not making no new Instagram. Like, I'm just gonna stick to YouTube and TikTok. And that's what's gonna be my only platforms. But like I said, I have my best friend and my sister. They was encouraging me to make a new page and was just telling me, like, you know you could do it. You did it the first time, you could do it. You could do it the second time. Maybe the third, fourth, fifth, sixth time if it happens.
Now, speaking of friends, what is your definition of a real friend? Your personal definition here. What are those characteristics of a real friend?
My personal definition of a real friend would probably be somebody that could keep it real with me. Like, if I was go to my friend and be like, hey, do I stink? And then you tell me no because you lying. Like, you trying to save my feelings. Like, you're not my real friend because my real friend gonna tell me that I stink. If you Another thing, somebody that's there for you no matter what. Like, no matter if y'all arguing or into it, like, they're still there for you. Like, no matter what, they 10 toes behind you, no matter what. Somebody that gives you the same energy you give them, I'll say that for sure. Because you don't want to be friends with somebody that's not giving you the same energy that you give them. Like, just no point. What's another definition? I mean, not definition, another reason. I don't know. Like, I can't just think of it at the top of my head. Like, I'll just have to be around you and be like, okay, she cool, or okay, she not cool. Like, that's just, I can't really just sit there and explain it. Like, I could say a little bit, but like, not a lot.
Now, speaking of the friends that aren't cool, how do you spot fake friends?
Um, Number one red flag in a fake friend is somebody that's two-faced. Like, they'll come to you and then go talk to somebody that you're not cool with and talk about you to them, and then come back to you and tell you that what they said, and then go back to them and they tell you. Like, it's just a whole he say, she say. I say that's definitely one of the red flags. Like, that right there, that'll get you cut.
Now, as soon as you notice this red flag, is it a zero tolerance policy for you, so to speak, where you do cut them off immediately? Or do you give a person the benefit of the doubt at first and give them a chance to redeem themselves?
Yeah, I feel like I do that a lot. Not just one time. I do that a lot. But if it's like, I don't know, like, you don't really want to be cool with somebody that's still like telling your business. So it's just like, and that's what a lot of females do. Like, they think that gives them cool points to the next person. Them telling your business, or them feeling like they could talk about you to somebody. Like, I don't know. Like, some people might not do that, but like, there's a lot of people that do that, and I've had a couple people do that to me. Like, just to make themselves look good in front of somebody else, they'll downplay you, and then be in your face and act like they never downplayed you.
Now, you've already shared who your best friend currently is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall how you two met for the very first time?
Me and my best friend, we met at dance. Wait, when was it? It was like, we met during dance. Like, how do I say this? I'm trying to figure out, what is it called? Dance tryouts. We met during dance tryouts. When I was in middle school, I believe. I think I was in middle school. When I was in middle school, I had wanted to try to do majorette, because I was like, I think that's around the time. No, it wasn't. It was not around the time I started doing TikToks. I feel like this was right before I started doing TikToks. I wanted to try doing majorette. So we was just at dance practice one day, and we just started talking. No, I think it was during tryouts when we started talking. We started talking there, and we was just friends then. Like, I used to call her my sister. I was like, oh yeah, that's my sister. Da da da. I feel like we had got really close after her birthday. I went to her birthday. She was helping me do my hair. We was just vibing, kicking it. Then after that, like, we just kept talking and talking and talking and talking, and it was just like, we just like me and my best friend, like, we're so different from other best friends. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, we're really different from other best friends. Like, we could go days without talking to each other and still be like this. Like, we'll be tight. We'll go weeks without talking to each other, and when we talk to each other, there's a lot to talk about. Or we just catch each other up on everything. Or whenever I go see her, it's just always the vibes. Like, that's really my dog. Like, we don't fell out probably one time for real, but it's just like, at the end of the day, that was like that was one of the only persons that I ever had. For real. That's my dog.
Now, speaking of falling out, how did you two reunite? Was that her initiating that? Was that you initiating that? How does that happen?
Yeah,
Because sometimes,
basically, it was something that she initiated, because the reasoning why we had fell out, it was really like a both of us reasoning, but it was more so on her end. She didn't want to, how do I say this? She didn't want to really like take my advice for real, so I just let her go out the hard way. Then after that situation happened, she ended up coming back to me and just telling me everything, telling me how sorry she was. And me personally, like, I'm just like, it's our first time falling out. I'm not gonna fault you for that. Like everybody butts their head. Everybody makes mistakes, so I'm not gonna fault you for that. So we did ended up getting back cool. Now we didn't get back best friends automatically, but eventually we let that build. Like I'll go see her and we'll go like on little bestie dates. Like we'll go out to eat or we'll go to the movies. I remember when we first link back up since we went months without talking to each other. We went on a picnic with each other. We was painting. So really it was just like we was doing what we could do to regain our friendship back again. And I say right now, like we're good. Like we're real good.
And what is she really like?
My best friend, she's nonchalant. She's funny. She's crazy. She's a very how can I say this? She's very athletic. She very athletic. She has a very good personality. Like she's very caring. Like she cares for other people. She's a good listener. She's good at giving out advice. I say she's great at giving out advice. Like I feel like that would be out of her and my sister. Well actually out of all my friends, those two people will probably be the most people I'll go to for advice or if I have a problem with anything because they're never the type to what's that stuff called? They're never the type to like go beat around the bush. They're the type to go straight forward into what really going on. But yeah, I don't know. That girl got so many like personalities, but one personality she does have for sure that sticks out that people notice is that girl is stuck up. Not stuck up, but how can I say this? Bestie, I love you. I'm sorry. But how can I say this?
Bougie?
No, she's not bougie. She not bougie. She's very humble. She's I'm trying to figure out the word, okay? I'm sorry. I say I don't know how to explain it. Like she's like she one of the ones that don't like she has like Bestie, I love you. Like, don't take this the wrong way. T just got attitude problems. She knows she got attitude problems, though. Like, she knows she got attitude problems. But, yeah, that'll probably be one thing people will notice. That girl got attitude problems. That girl crazy.
Now, speaking of advice, what's the best advice you received from her, or most important thing you learned being around her so far?
The best advice my best friend probably gave me was, I'll say it was a point in time where I was very, like, down and depressed, with being on social media. Like, I felt like I was overly working hard and I wasn't getting nothing out of it. And she was there, like, making sure I was like basically motivating me, basically telling me like you can't listen to everything everybody says, like you like basically everything that I'm telling her now is like all the advice that she's been giving me. Like she'll tell me like you don't need nobody else, like you do this for you, this and that and the third. Like even now to this day she'll call me, check up on me, tell me like like she'll tell me you don't need nobody. You could do all of this stuff on your own. Like basically when she's saying I don't need nobody, she's basically saying like I don't have to like be in groups or I don't have to like stress about not doing videos because I could just do it with the people I'm around. Like as in like my son, and my little brother or just her in general. But the best advice she probably gave me was to just keep going. Like every time I felt like I was giving up, she'll be right there like, no, you can't do that. Like you did all of this for what? To give up? You did all of this for what? To backtrack and just go back to where you was? Like it was so many times where I wanted to move back home, but I just like knew that wasn't gonna be right. Like, yeah, some people be like, yeah, move back just because they want me to move back, but I just feel like she was the one who was keeping me like, nah, like you know what you got going out there. Like, you doing good. Keep going. Keep doing good. But yeah.
Anything else you want to mention about your best friend or question you weren't asked? People want to know just about her.
Um, Not really. I feel like I done said everything that had to do with her.
Now, you also use the word depressing or depression or
Mm-hmm.
something of that nature here. Mentally, has this been something you sought any professional help with?
Um, no, I didn't. I feel like I could have just did it on my own. Like, I could have just went away with it on my own. I just needed like time to myself, like just staying in a, like me personally, I feel like me going, like I do this off, like not often, but I do it sometimes. Like, I'll take like a small social media break and I'll not post for a couple days. Like, I'll go ghost on my stories and I'll go ghost on my stories, or I just won't post nothing at all, like not a story, not a picture. I'll delete everything off my pages, like just because like I know, like I don't want nobody messing with me. And it just be like, people still do it because they be like, oh, why she delete this or why she do that. Like, I feel like sometimes just so people wouldn't notice, I'll just not post at all, and nobody would really say nothing unless I just delete something. But that's one thing I did learn though.
So, when you use the phrase depression, that's just a self assessment, never been diagnosed with depression or anything of that
Well,
nature.
actually, I have, but it was just like the only time I feel like I ever got diagnosed with depression was whenever my ex best friend died. After that, was taking stuff for that, but like I was going to therapy and stuff. But I feel like after that, I wasn't really like, I was able to learn, like while I was doing the therapy and stuff, I was able to learn to like cope with myself. So I knew how to cope. Like, I'll have different coping methods, like writing in a journal, writing in my notes. This might sound a little weird, but sometimes I'll be talking to myself, like, just like to encourage myself, like, you feel me? Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta just look in the mirror and just talk to yourself, so you know, like, to stay focused, like, don't go out of control. Know what you're doing this for. Know what you're like trying to do to elevate in life, really.
Was that professional at the time or that therapy you had at the time helpful?
I feel like it was only because I did like before I was doing therapy, I had very bad like anger, and I say like I have bad anger now, but it's just like it's not as bad as it used to be. So it's like I'm able to cope with it. I know how to cope with my anger. Like, I could take a quick walk or shit, smoke a little blunt or two. But but yeah.
And that professional that you saw at the time, was there a specific name they were called? Like, was it just a therapist, a general therapist at that point, or
I
was it
ain't
something
gonna
more
lie.
specific?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I just take like those same coping skills and I take them like over the years. Just because I just know like I don't want to be sitting in somebody's room laying on their couch. Like, I don't got time for that now. So it's just like you either gonna cope with it or not. Cause at the end of the day, it's just like me me being depressed. I feel like it wasn't doing nothing but like bring me down, because life is still going. Like, you gonna be depressed, and then time is still gonna be going. Time's not stopping. So I just feel like whenever I'm mentally in my head, I'll just take a couple days off for myself and I'll like get back to it. One thing that definitely does help me get back into like reality would be working out. I love going to the gym. I just started going to the gym after I had my baby, for real. But I did used to run track, so it wasn't nothing really new to me. But just me actually having a goal, because after you have a baby, you get a little insecure and you want to get your body back right. And that's kind of how it was. Like, I was insecure. I wanted my body to get back right. And I was going to the gym a lot. And I just seen like that as one of my coping methods. Like, I'll go just to like work out and then just burn out all of my anger. So I like when I first started going, I'll go any time of the day. I go in the morning, I go at night, I go in the middle of the day, like just to regroup myself.
So, be that as it may, as far as mental health
Mm-hmm.
and a mental health professional, do you want to see one? Are you open to seeing someone in the future, or
If I feel like the only way I would be, well, I feel like the only way I would see a therapist if I feel like I'm getting too depressed to the point where I um what's that called? I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry. All these lights is just but I feel like the only time I feel like I would need to go to a therapist if I'm just like super depressed to the point where I can't move or do anything, and I don't think I would ever let myself get down bad to that point where I'm just not be able to do anything, cuz like I said, at the end of the day I still have a child. So time is still going to be moving. It's still going to be day. It's still going to be night. At the end of the day got to end. So with that being said, it's just like when I feel like I get depressed, I just be having to like do something to make sure. Like that's one thing for sure. Like I try to tell people this all the time. Just so you won't be depressed, like do something you love doing. Like it could be anything. It could be coloring, it could be cleaning up, it could be shit, cooking, it could be anything. Running, going around the block, like it could be anything, just so keep your mind off of doing anything dumb.
and speaking of that middle school once upon a time, care to share the name of that you attended?
Um, the middle school I went to was H.F. Stevens Middle School.
And what ended up happening with those dance tryouts? Were you able to make what you were trying to make
Oh
or
baby.
obtain that goal
um
at that time in your life?
Around that time, like, so dance definitely costed money. And around that time, I didn't have no job, like, and the struggle with parents and da da da, like, we just gonna keep it a buck with you, baby. I didn't have the funds to be on no dance team for real. So it's just like, I did the tryouts, I made the team, but when it came to like the first competition and stuff, like, I didn't really get to go because it was like, my peoples couldn't pay for it. So that's whenever the part came in when I started doing hair. Before I became a social media influencer, I was a hairstylist.
Is there a question you receive you dislike getting asked? Something you can't stand to answer, perhaps. Maybe it's a repetitive question, something you receive all the time. Could be from fans or strangers asking you this.
Mm, I can't even think for real. Cause really, like, I be answering everything. So it's like, it's really, I don't know. I can't really think of nothing.
Now, have people questioned your height?
Oh yes, a lot of people when I meet people like for the past tour, like how many days have we been on tour? We've been on tour for a couple days now, and every single supporter came up and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so tiny in person," and I be like, "Am I supposed to be big?"
Care to share that numeric figure?
I am 5'1".
And with that height there, are you the tallest female in your immediate family?
No,
Who's got you beat?
tallest.
Yes, in your immediate family.
Everybody, everybody. I'm like, I'll probably say literally all my cousins are taller than me. Like I'm probably one of the shortest ones out of everybody.
Cousins on mother's side, father's side, or
On my
both?
mom's side, really on both. Everybody taller than me.
So you're the shortest female then.
Yeah, even my little brother, me and my little brother, we have the same mom and the same dad, and he's literally like, that boy's tall. He's like, I don't know how tall he is, but he's tall, taller than me.
Do people hate you?
I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't like me, but hey, what can I do?
Any clue why?
I don't know. I don't know. If people don't like me, that's on them. I don't know.
Just curious there. If there is if there is someone that hates you or hates on you, whatever phrase you want to use there, is there anything you want to say to that person?
Fuck y'all. Nah, for real. Shit, it is what it is.
All right, couple more questions here for you. Now, for those in the audience, getting to know you for the very first time, care to share where you were born?
I was born in Arlington, Texas.
And care to share where you were raised as well?
I was raised in Fort Worth, Texas.
And what ages? So how long were you in Arlington for?
Well,
And then
really,
Fort
they're
Worth?
not far from each other. They're like a 20, 30-minute drive from each other. So it's really like I was more so everywhere. But like where I grew up at, like where I spent majority of my childhood was in Fort Worth. Like I'll say from ages really throughout my whole like until I'll say until high school. When I got in high school, I was back in Arlington, but all the way from elementary to intermediate to middle school, I was in Fort Worth, Crowley, Texas. Really, that's what it is. But it's in Fort Worth.
And that was going to be the next question was, did it get any more specific than Fort Worth for you?
Yeah, I done lived in a lot of places, like because mind you, all of these cities are in like the Dallas DFW area. So really, the only place I'll say that I haven't lived was probably like actual Dallas and like any other. I don't know. I lived in Grand Prairie. I lived in Arlington. I lived in Crowley. I lived in Forest Hill. Like, I don't know. It was like we was doing a lot of moving around, but it was still in the same area. Like, I feel like the first time I ever just moved out of that whole area or able to get out of that area was when I moved to Houston last year.
And what age was that when you make that decision in your life?
I was 17.
And what was
But,
go ahead.
oh, I was 17 when I moved to Houston. I was 15 when I um moved out of my mom's house and I was living with my godmother. And yeah, I went from my mom's to my godmom to a friend to being around my manager and back and forth to my godmoms and my friend. Wait, no. What did I say? I said my mom to my godmom to a friend. Then I was going back and forth from Houston when I was living with my godmom and my friend. Then I finally, after 2 years, I had got my own place in Houston last year before I had my baby. So I think it was in August. It was like the end of August. August 25th is when I moved to Houston.
And what was the reason for that decision?
Um, the reason why I had moved to Houston was for one, the time, at the time I was in a different relationship and everything was in Houston. Like my old manager was in Houston. The people that I was doing content with was all in Houston. He lived in Houston, and I didn't really want to stay in Dallas because I feel like I was there like my whole life. So I wanted to move somewhere not far. to where I can't just drive and go there when I want, but far away from there type, if that makes sense.
And for those in the audience that aren't familiar with Texas, but are familiar with Dallas and Houston, how far of a drive apart are those two cities?
Like 3.5, 4 hours.
Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, but there may be someone in the audience, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, but can you give the audience 5 tips on moving to Houston?
5 tips on moving to Houston. When you move to Houston, of course, you're going to have money. What's another tip? I don't know. I really don't know. Like, when I moved to Houston, like, I did everything all at once. Like, I literally was bumping my head, like, when I moved to Houston. Like, I'll say one thing for sure, like, especially if you're like a teenager, one thing I did messed up at was like buying everything when I moved in my house. I should have been like buying stuff before I moved in my house so I don't have to just spend all my money all at once on like just stuff I needed. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like when I first moved into my house, boy, it was a hassle. Like it was so hard just having to buy everything and having to, bro, it was packages at my door every single day, like big packages, small packages, big old crates of a whole bunch of packages. Like, I just feel like if you're gonna move, you definitely need to like have a plan because that was pretty hard. Definitely have a plan. Um, what else? Shit.
3 more if you got 3 more, and if not, that's okay too.
Shit. I don't know. It's not really like it's just like how you move into any other city. Like you gotta make sure you got the bread. You gotta make sure you got transportation, especially in Houston. Everything is so far in Houston. Like literally, everything is so far from each other. Everything is like 40 to 50 minutes away from each other. Like literally every single thing. What else can I think of?
2 more if you got 2 more.
I don't think I got 2 more. I feel like moving is moving. Like if you got the money and you got the spot, I think you're good. You just need to put everything in there. You gotta have the money for that too.
Now, what about this, okay? Care to share your race, ethnicity, or nationality?
I am Black and Puerto Rican.
And which derives from your mother's side, father's side, or both?
My mom is Puerto Rican and my dad is Black.
And what's the main language you speak at this point?
English. But funny story, I really don't think nobody knows this for real besides if they know me, but one of my first languages was Spanish. Like I lived in Puerto Rico. Like I lived in Puerto Rico until I was 5 years old. So after after my little brother was born or whatever, because me and my brother was born in the same city. So after my brother was born, I believe I believe we went to Puerto Rico. We was living out there until we was 5 years old. And then we came out here. We came out here, well not out here, but we came to Dallas, well really Fort Worth, and we was out there. And I don't know. Like, I didn't know English. I had to restart the first grade because they was like, oh, she don't know no English. So how this gonna work? So I had to restart the first grade and everything. It was crazy.
So you were held back a grade.
Yeah, I was, but I redeemed myself. I had started doing when I went to high school. I started doing online school.
So you actually caught up
Yeah.
and skipped a grade or
Yeah, I skipped a grade. Went back to my original grade when I got to high school though. Cause when I was like in middle school and elementary, intermediate and stuff, like I was always a grade behind from everybody. But then when I went to high school, I'm like, I'm not even supposed to be here with y'all. I really leave. So that's why I started doing online school. Or I would do like I have Edgenuity classes on my schedule. So yeah.
Now, you mentioned the middle school here previously that you attended, but what about these other schools? Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I went to so many high schools. It don't make no sense. Like I don't even think I can say all of them. But I know the elementary school I went to was Parkway Elementary. The intermediate school I went to was David R. Walker Intermediate. And the middle school I went to was H.F. Stevens Middle School.
and what was the high school that you actually graduate from?
Um, what is that online school called? I don't even remember what it's called. I have to go back in my email and check. Um,
But there was a time you stopped attending school.
yeah, I had been stopped going to school, just because it was just like overwhelming, and I had I stopped going to school, like not going to school, but I stopped really going to in person school like a year and a half ago. Really like almost 2 years ago, really, because it was like I had social media followers, and like I remember my first day of freaking freshman year. I don't even think it was freshman year. I think it was sophomore year or junior, one of them. It was some kids that was chasing me down the hallway. Like literally, I was running for my life on the first day of school because it was kids chasing me down the hallway, and I'm just like, what the heck? It's never that serious. Like, and it was just too much for me, and I was like starting to get overwhelmed. It was getting to the point where I couldn't really focus in class for real. Like, and then I was tired all the time because I was doing I that's when I first started YouTube, so I was grinding on YouTube and doing school at the same time. So I just decided to stop going to school and do online school.
Now, did you make that decision before the COVID pandemic when everybody, it was mandatory to just do online classes at one point?
Um no, decision was made after. So really like cuz I went to school. I say I went to school for a year and a half, and then after that, like I stopped going probably like in the middle of junior year. So it was like freshman or sophomore year whenever them kids was attacking me in the hallway.
So, you actually, just for clarification here, you stopped in-person school because of COVID and the pandemic, and then when that was over and people could go back to in-person again, you just remained.
I went to in person for like a year and a half, and then after I just didn't feel comfortable with that for real. I ended up and mind you, like during the year and a half I went to probably like three different schools. And I really didn't like that for real. And then on top of that, like I was so busy with like going like with just YouTube and stuff. And it was just like I said, I wasn't living with my mom at the time. I was living with my godmother. So that's whenever I was like, I'm just gonna start doing online school. So that'll help me more. I could just log in on my own time, do what I gotta do, and then log out and then do what I gotta do outside of school.
Okay, so let's summarize. Uh, you start doing online classes, then COVID pandemic happens. You have to remain doing online classes, and you just continue on with that after people could go back to in person because you're already used to these online classes.
No, that's not what I said. No, I was saying like, so the COVID happened, and right after they started letting us go back to school, I was at a point. I was like, bro, I'm tired of being on the computer all the time. Like, cause I hated waking up and having to get on a Zoom call. So I did go back to school for like a year. Cause mind you, I did say that I went back. I had to get held back a grade because I lived in Puerto Rico and they made me restart the first grade. So whenever they had that pandemic with the COVID stuff, I was in middle school. Then high school came, it was like my freshman year. It was my freshman year. It was my freshman year because I can remember I had red hair. It was my freshman year of high school. Um, and that's when I went to my first high school, which was Bowie High School. Um, but I wasn't even there for long. After I was at that school, I don't remember what others. Oh, after I left from Bowie, I went to this other school. It was called Venture, and that's the school that I was talking about that was helping me with what's that called, catching up and stuff, because I ain't gonna lie, during the COVID stuff I was barely doing my work, like I was barely logging in and stuff, so I'm pretty sure it was a lot of people that did that. So there was schools like that was like allowing people in, so I was there for like, I was at that school only for a semester. Then after that I ended up this is going on for the half of the year. I ended up going to this other school called what was that school called? I don't even know the school, but I know I was there for so I was at those schools for one semester. Then I was at the other schools for a year. And then after that, after I was like, I'm tired of going to school because I have so much like interactions with people because everybody knew me. That's whenever I summed up and I went to doing online school, and I'm like, this is where I need to be. I need to be at home doing my work because all the kids not going to keep harassing me every day. And I also had bad anxiety, so it was just like I was scared that people was like, I don't know, like I hated when people would come up to me. I hated when people would just stare at me. Like my anxiety was so bad. When I was in school, I didn't really talk to nobody at all. I would always be by myself. Yeah.
This anxiety, was that a self-diagnosis or you were diagnosed professionally with that?
Um I got diagnosed with anxiety before, like when I had the depression with my therapist, but I just noticed like over the years it just never went away. Like when I started having anxiety, like I done had a couple anxiety attacks, like to where my heart was beating fast and I'll breathe in and out, but I know how to control it. Like I'll have to like breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, just so I could like, because there's a lot of people that don't know how to control it and they'll just let their self override with the anxiety, but I just know how to control it. But it's just like when I'm overly nervous, I just try to like get it over with or breathe or like close my eyes for 2 seconds and just like rethink my thoughts. But yeah. I can't say my anxiety is a little bad, but like when I came up in here, like my heart was beating so fast. I didn't know what to play with. My fingers, my nails, I didn't know what to do.
Now, me personally, I didn't even notice any of that. You
Hmm.
did mention you were nervous when we were preparing and setting up off camera, but I didn't see you breathing
Yeah, it's
any different
cause
or.
I wasn't like I wasn't in a position where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. Like it wasn't like that. Like I'm like on some cool stuff because I'm used to the cameras. I'm used to talking. Like I'm used to vlogging. I'm used to going on. Like I have to build myself to be how I am now. When I first started YouTube, I didn't really like. I was so like nervous to be on camera. Like I used to stutter all the time. I could never get out full sentences. Like I wouldn't even be able to have a conversation for real. Like it was so bad. Like I had to get myself used to actually like being on camera, holding the camera, posting with a camera. Like I ain't gonna lie, now I do like have a problem with like being on camera a lot. Like I be like, okay, I don't like how I look right now. I'm not gonna be on camera, or I just wouldn't feel it. Like I wouldn't feel like being seen for real. So it's just really like I like being on camera whenever it's my time. Like when I want to be on camera. Like it's not like a everyday thing how it would be for a normal YouTuber. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little different.
Well, with this interview in particular, so far, looking at the clock here, you've been talking for over an hour,
Oh, dang.
almost 2 hours.
Yeah. I feel like if it was people in here, I probably wouldn't have been. But it's not that many people here. It's literally 2 people here, so I'm good.
Me and BJ.
Yep. And he sleeps, so we good.
Now, you've mentioned this previously in another portion of questions, but just in case those in the audience are tuning into just this portion specifically, care to share your channel name on YouTube once again?
My YouTube channel is Lynette Rodriguez. If you don't know how to spell Lynette, it's Linnette Rodriguez with a Z at the end.
So, main language you speak at this point is English, but you also speak Spanish as well.
Yeah, I could say a little bit of stuff in Spanish. Like I ain't gonna lie, like I can understand it really, really well. I just can barely speak it. Like I don't know how that's possible or anything.
And be that as it may, have you taken a foreign language class in school, perhaps?
The only foreign language class I took was Spanish. I wasn't really into all the other languages. I ain't gonna lie. It was too complicated for me and I knew I was gonna fail, so I didn't even try it.
And how many grades of Spanish did you end up doing back then?
I did all of them. And I passed every single one of them. Literally.
Do you want to put how many classes or how many years or grades you've done it
Um,
for?
I know I forgot what that first year of Spanish was, but that was just like a test out before the actual Spanish, which was like the Spanish I had when I was in middle school. Cause they don't really give you credit for real for Spanish until you get to high school. So I had like a little practice Spanish class in middle school. Then when I went to high school, I took Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, and them the only Spanishes. I think you only need 2 languages to graduate, so I did do that. And I think them was like the first classes because I remember saying that I remember I told you I went to a school where you was able to catch up on your stuff or you could like get credits easily. So when I did go in that school, like the first 2 credits I got was my Spanish classes.
And zooming out, how far did you end up getting with your education?
Um, what do you mean?
Graduated high school. Did it get any farther than that for you, education wise?
No, I don't like I feel like so this is just a personal thing because not everybody feels like this, but when it comes to college, I feel like wasn't really like a college person. Like it was like I barely got through school. So what made you think I could, like, why would I put myself in a position where I'm stressed out all over again with education? Like, I knew what I wanted to do. Like, it was working out perfectly fine for me. Like, I'm not gonna say YouTube is like gonna be my only stop. Like, I want to make it to where I'm like on a movie or something. Like, I'm in a movie production. I'm acting. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I one thing I do say that I love about YouTube and like when we did the fake pranks was like the acting part. Like, the acting definitely is what makes me love YouTube for real. Like if I'm doing a prank for real and I'm just like trying to be serious, I gotta act everything out. So I do want to get far with that. I mean, with my career with doing movies, I wanna I wanna eventually probably do my own little show on my YouTube channel. But I don't want to do everything everybody else is doing. I do want to have my own brand. Everybody's doing clothes and stuff. That's not something I'm very interested in. I have another idea that I'm not gonna put out there yet. So make sure y'all just stay tuned for the future. Cause yeah, but it's just multiple things I say I want to do. And I feel like the 2 things that I am trying to do, like I don't feel like I need like college for real. I feel like with the business thing, I'll probably need to go like to like a little business class or I need to get an LLC. But I feel like I really like I'm very fast at catching on. So if I'm reading a book on businesses, like I know multiple books I get on businesses and it wouldn't be nothing for me to read them and like or me learning as I go cuz like I have a lot of people around me that do stuff like that. So it's like it's not hard to get and take on other people. Um, yeah, I feel like I could go far with my business though. The business that I got in mind, I feel like I go far with it.
Now, even though you've attended a variety of schools in the past, did any of your classmates end up becoming well known or famous themselves?
Um, Probably like 1 or 2 people I know, definitely.
Care to share those names?
I'm okay.
Now, when kids grow up, sometimes they have aspirations of what they want to be or what they want to do when they get older. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it does not. Did you have any?
I definitely did. Before I started YouTube, I wanted to be a lawyer and I also wanted to do hair on the side, like be a hairstylist. Just because like when I was doing hair, it was going so good. Like I used to braid hair from 8 in the morning till late at night, like past midnight, literally. Like every single day I used to be on my feet. Especially summertime. Boy, I used to be so booked, and then it was getting to a point where like I was booked so much I wasn't really posting my work for real. So it was just like I don't know. I really liked it though, but I wouldn't go back to doing it. I used to be in so much pain.
Anything else you want to mention about your education or question you weren't asked? People want to know just about that.
Mm, no, not really.
Who or what motivates you at this point?
My son,
And what is it about him exactly for you?
everything. He's a baby. He can't do nothing for himself. I feel like if I'm not doing the stuff that I'm doing now, like going out, working, building building more of a name for myself than I already have, then I feel like I wouldn't really be going anywhere with it. Like it's like I do everything for a reason. Like all of this is gonna help me in the future, like getting customers for my business or um just in general. Like I just feel like I like everything I'm doing now is for him. Like if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't even be doing YouTube right now. Just because like I said, like I did want to quit and stuff and I didn't want to do it anymore. So yeah, definitely keep going for him.
Now,
And my little brother. And my little brother. I want to give my little brother the life that he that we ain't never get to have when we was kids.
now, circumstances could be different for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but there may be someone in the audience who needs some motivational words or encouragement themselves right now. Can you give them any?
I definitely can. Um, if you're out there and you're probably feeling like you don't know what life is or you're confused on what you want to do in life, I say, oh my gosh, why do I keep having brain farts every time I'm doing good? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I say keep going. Don't care what nobody have to say. Like you're you, and can't nobody else stop that. At the end of the day, you're gonna be the person to make yourself do good in life. Can't nobody else help you do good in life. You have to want to do good in life. I don't know. I always tell my supporters like if you're like if you're depressed, get up. Don't be depressed. Do what you know is gonna make you happy. Be productive, cause I know for a fact like while you're being productive, that's not gonna be on your mind. What you're doing is gonna be on your mind. Like if I'm taking a run and I'm listening to music, like I'm just gonna keep running. You feel me? But I don't know. I just feel like with depression, y'all stay productive. Don't let nobody get in y'all way. Don't let nobody tell y'all what y'all can and can't do. Don't let nobody get in your way of your success. Do what's best for you and be your own person.
Any other motivational encouragement?
Mm. If you want to be a YouTuber, don't hesitate. Go do it. Go do it. Like if you feel like you have to spend money, you're gonna spend you need to spend money to make money. Let's just say that. You need to spend money to make money. So if you feel like you want to go be a YouTuber and you have a couple of coins set to the side just for that, I say do it. And whoever's going to support you is going to support you. Whoever doesn't support you, who cares? There's so many people out there that want to see other people win. So, and I'm one of them. So make sure y'all go do what you got to do. If you want to go be a YouTuber, go be a YouTuber. It's enough money in this world for everybody.
Okay, now let's talk about love. All right.
Okay.
How many public relationships have you been involved in so far?
Real public relationships, really two. Any other thing that got publicly put out was fake. Like a lot of people, if you do know me, you probably see me. When I first joined the group, I was doing content with a female, but that was all fake. So I say my first like actual no, I say only two. Yeah, only two public relationships. My last one and then the one I'm in now.
The one you're in now is off camera to the side of you. Care to share this person's name?
Yeah, we said it this whole interview. Wait, I forgot we're doing this in segments. Yes, the person to the side of me, his name is BJ.
And care to share who the previous relationship was with?
My baby father.
And how long did those public relationships last?
My last public relationship lasted 2 years. And then the one I'm in now going on 5-6 months, I believe. Yeah.
Now, is this the last public relationship for you?
Yes, I really feel like it is. Like, not to knock on some wood before I say this. But if anything happened, I just know that my next relationship, even if it is a relationship today, it ain't getting posted on the media. That's just so like dead. But right now it's okay because it already happened.
And what got you to go public again after you had an experience one time already in the past?
It was really an accident, if we finna be real. Like somebody else put out my business before I really was able to put out my business. So it's just like it is what it is. And then like not like to be real, like BJ, he wasn't really like a social media, like a YouTube person. Like I didn't make him do no YouTube, but like I was encouraging him to do YouTube. Like just do YouTube. I do YouTube. Like we'll both do YouTube. Like why not? You feel me? Like it's not something that he just really wanted to do. It's something that he really don't care about. Like even now, like we don't do videos for real, but I mean, we have been talking about it like, wait, we need to do videos and stuff just because we haven't been doing any. But yeah, I feel like that's the reason why it got put out was because somebody else put it out.
So you were outed
Yeah, basically.
in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And before you were outed, was it no more public relationships for you? Had you made that mindset like, okay, I've done this before, even though I'm in a relationship with this person, I'm not going to go public?
Yeah, that's really how it was. Um, I feel like we didn't really like post each other for real until like 2 months, and that's whenever I had went to Atlanta to go see him. Well, it was a month and a half, I believe. I don't remember. I think it was around those time frames.
And when it came to this public relationship, no couples channel, no couples social media platforms that you shared together?
No, not yet at the moment. That's not something that we just talked about or just wanted to talk about.
And what about the previous relationship were you in? Was there a couples YouTube? Was there a couples social media platforms aside from solo?
Yeah, after my baby was born, there was well not really after. It was when I moved into my house, we did make a YouTube channel together.
And when people in public break up, what happens to a channel like that? Does it still stay up? Does does one of you take it over or use it for another channel, or still making money on the content that's currently there and hasn't been?
So yes, because it's connected to my bank account, so yes, I still get the funds for whatever is on the channel, but no, it was no, oh, I'm gonna take over this channel or you could have this channel. It was more so like that channel could be there for if people want to go back and watch the videos, they could go watch them. So that's really what it is. Like I don't really care to log into account and take the account. Like I have my own account that was just there for extra. So yeah.
Because sometimes when people break up, they take the content down, they delete it, they delete the
Yeah.
channel. They
Yeah, I
may
don't.
replace the channel. They may keep the channel, but they may change the channel name and it might be a different theme or for something else.
Yeah, I don't know how to do all that, so I just left it alone.
Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, but can you give the audience 5 tips on public relationships?
Don't tell everybody's y'all's business. Like keep y'all's business to yourself, cause the internet is cruel. They will ruin y'all's relationship. Um, you saying social like supposed? Wait, what was the question?
5 tips on public relationships.
Oh, okay. So, even though y'all relationship is public, make sure y'all still doing things like privately. Like, you feel me? Like, don't make everything about social media. Like, make sure you're at least showing your girl in real life. Like, you feel me? That's what you want to do. What was the first? What did I say at first? So I said keeping y'all business off the internet. Um, Like, why do I keep having brain farts? Keeping y'all's business off the internet. Spending real quality time with your significant other. When you're in a public relationship, I feel like you have to communicate a lot with your partner because it's like there's a lot of people out there that want you, that's gonna text your phone, like because when you're unknown, you don't really have to deal with that because ain't nobody gonna text you, don't nobody know you for real. But it's just like when you're in a public relationship, y'all's communication is going to have to be strong, like very very strong. Y'all have to just have that very strong mindset. Another thing about public relationships, not everything. Well, that really kind of goes for what I said the first or second time, but not everything has to go on the internet. Like, not every single date have to get recorded, or not every single activity y'all do together has to be posted online, or you feel me? Like, just like a no phone type of junk, like or no cameras type junk. Um, do I have one more? I can't really think of one more.
Before this interview ends, is there anything else you were not asked fans want to know?
Mm, I don't think so.
Anything you want to clarify that was said in this interview?
Yeah, I do want to clarify if I'm stuttering or or if y'all feel like I'm talking in circles. I am tired. I've had a very long day, so we'll just get that clear.
And speaking of clarification, do want to ask you this as well. Now, you did mention that when you were first doing content, it was female content at first, or it was with a female.
Yeah.
So, being respectful here, care to share what your sexuality or sexual orientation is?
I'm pretty straight. Like I done had I say I done did stuff with girls. I done talked to girls. But as of right now, I'm straight. I got me in.
Just curious there. Anything else you want to mention about your sexuality or sexual orientation?
I'm not available. That's it. I'm not available at all.
And any last words, not just dealing with that, but zooming out, overall speaking here?
Um, Overall speaking, I just want to thank DJ Smalls for having me here for this interview. This is, by the way, this is my very first interview. I never had an interview before, so he gets the grand champ of being the first person to interview me. Hopefully, I have more interviews. Like, hopefully, more people hit me up for interviews. I don't know. I kind of like doing this. This might be a little new hobby of mine. I might start a podcast now. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But I do love all of my supporters. And if you want to become a new supporter, I will also love that as well because I love all of my supporters. I will be starting to post on YouTube again. I did take a little break, but I will be back posting. Y'all will be seeing content from me. So make sure y'all go tap into the YouTube. Make sure y'all go tap into everything, literally.
And you've mentioned it in a previous portion of questions, but just for this portion, care to share that channel name on YouTube once again?
My channel name is Lynette Rodriguez. If you don't know how to spell Lynette, it's Linnette, and Rodriguez with a Z at the end.